Assalamu alaikum. I am Muhammad Muzaffar Alam. It is Friday, 16th August 2024. Today I shall share memories of the partition of subcontinent of India. This partition in 1947 was an immense tragedy involving a massacre of about 1 million people and probably the largest mass migration of the 20th century. I was about 4 years old, living peacefully with my family of five, including my father Mehtabuddin, mother Aziz Begum, elder brothers Muhammad Akram and Muhammad Ashraf. We lived at a remote village of Dardev, district Amritsar. My father worked as a headmaster of a nearby middle school. In his spare time, he cultivated his small landholding and also served the community as a volunteer Hakim, medicine man, providing free medical advice and medicines prepared from indigenous herbs. The village of Dardev mainly consisted of Sikhs, a few families of Arain Muslims, and some Hindus who were unaware of the political events. We were living an easy, happy, calm, and quiet life in this village of a few hundred inhabitants. All the people participated in each other's festivals and shared moments of joy and sorrow. In fact, they had been living in peace and harmony through generations. Then suddenly, partition based riots erupted in the area. Nobody knows how or why, but everything became topsy turvy, and friends became bloodthirsty enemies of each other overnight. Fearing persecution for being a Muslim, we were forced to leave our ancestral village in a hurry, leaving all the cattle and other valuables. We, along with relatives and other Muslim residents of the village, set off on foot for Pakistan. Our small group gradually became bigger as other families joined in, and eventually we merged into a big caravan of refugees. This journey of not more than 50 kilometers was literally a journey through a river of fire and blood. It is an unforgettable nightmare. I have vague images of sudden commotions caused by attacks and armed men coming from nowhere, followed by screams, sights of blood, dead bodies, and tents flooded by heavy rains. By the time we reached Pakistan, the only bread earner of the family, my father, had fallen victim to the mayhem. With the harsh uprooting and the resulting hardships, life in the beginning at the new homeland was hard. After a short stay in the refugee camp of Lahore, we took shelter in the garage of a big villa, that means Koti, on Bahawalpur House Road. Presently, it is named Adbastane Sophia School, where we spent a few months. Then we shifted to house number 2, Baba Farid Street, Indernagar, Multan Road, Lahore, near Bhalla Stop and Sodiwal Stop. The locality was surrounded by vast, barren, shingle filled open land on one side and cultivated fields on the other. In those days, Ichra and the village of Pakitatti were visible with abundantly berry trees all around. This mohalla, called Indranagar, consisted of houses abandoned by the departing Sikhs or Hindus, was also known as Begum di Koti because a Muslim League member, Begum Fatima, lived there. The mohalla presented a pathetic scene as most of the houses were damaged and burned down during the riots. However, this deserted locality was soon occupied by incoming refugees from East Punjab. Wherever people, especially women, gathered, they talked about their ancestral homes back in India and the events of migration, often full of horrors and bloodshed. My semi-literate mother, she could only read, worked like a determined man, and supported the family, including three minor sons and her own mother, by doing dishes and other chores for the neighboring affluent families. She not only put us in school, but also inspired in us a desire to learn and a drive to work hard. In her mind, in her mid 30s, she was the true example of the famous maxim: often the test of courage is not to die, but to live. Every member of the family willingly worked hard in making both ends meet. I, being the youngest, was responsible to maintain a regular supply of drinkable water for many years. The hard water available from hand pumps was not fit for drinking or cooking, and we could not afford to pay rupees 3 per month to the waterman, called Mashki. I used to bring pitchers of potable water, Meetha Pani we called it, from nearby Mia Nurullah's mansion or Bhalla's Koti, or from Jamia Masjid pump on Multan Road. I also remember rising very early in the morning in winter and collecting windfall berries to share with the family. After school, in the evenings, I worked as picker or plucker in the fields, and the farmer in return gave me a generous supply of carrots or other vegetables to take home for consumption. Next important item of daily use was the firewood. As we had no money to buy firewood from the local wood depot called Tal, my maternal grandmother used to go out and cut small bushes. She would bring it home and let it dry in the open for use as firewood. There was no electricity in those days in our homes, so we used oil lamps for light during the night, which also was used sparingly. Sometimes there was nothing to eat except cooked grams, popcorns, carrot, or radish. Milk, curd, butter, or ghee were rare, and the sugar was available only in the form of molasses or gur. This was indeed a period of deprivation and hunger. My primary school was located on Noor Shah Road, an offshoot of Begum Road near present Hamdard Center at Lytton Road, Lahore. At a distance of about 3 miles from my house in Indernagar. I traveled daily a grueling 6 mile trip on foot for 5 years to my school and back. Then I walked to Chishtiya High School, Lahore, near Krishnanagar, now Islampura, for another 5 years to complete my matriculation. That means 10th class. It may not be out of place to mention that the primary education in those days was free, whereas a nominal fee of rupees 2 per month was charged in high schools. In the meantime, my two elder brothers were also steadily progressing to achieve their adequate level of education. Still a minor, my eldest brother Muhammad Akram, who was doing private matriculation, also started supporting the family by working as an office boy. When I passed my matriculation, my other elder brother Muhammad Ashraf had obtained his engineering diploma and found a job as overseer at the then under construction Mangla Dam. With his financial support, I was able to pursue my ambition of higher education in the most prestigious college of Lahore. That means Government College Lahore. After completing my BSc honors from there, I eventually obtained my MSc degree in geology from Punjab University, Lahore in 1964. All of us three brothers are well settled after retirement from our respective jobs. My eldest brother Muhammad Akram retired as senior teacher from Central Model High School, Lahore. He died 2 years ago. whereas the second elder brother, Muhammad Ashraf, retired from a very senior post in Packages Limited, Lahore. I myself retired as Deputy Director, Mines and Minerals, Punjab in 2003. Our children and grandchildren are also doing well, some in Pakistan and some abroad. It is difficult to prove the missed opportunities. So I cannot say for certain how my families might have fared if there had been no partition. Considering the fact that there are as many Muslims living a normal life in India as in Pakistan, it is difficult for me to make a categoric statement about the negative impacts of partition. The hardships my family suffered, I take them as part of the life package. However, I suffered a personal loss resulting from the partition, and that was the loss of my father, being deprived of his guidance and protection when I needed it the most. I don't even remember how he looked like. The second regret of my life is certainly the outcome of the partition. This was my inability to help fulfill my mother's wish to visit her home in India. Despite my best efforts, she could not return to her village and walk through her familiar streets because of extremely harsh visa restrictions. My mother always cherished and shared the memories of the home she had left behind till the very day she died in 2011, peacefully with her family beside her. I am now 81 and passing through my sunset years, but the above mentioned two regrets are still lingering on. But for these, I'm leading a very happy and fulfilling life. I travel throughout the world and am enjoying the company of my wife of more than 50 years and my children. I also treasure the smile of my grandchildren and enjoy the pleasure of curling up with a good book. Thank you.